So I'm making this video to kind of clarify some things and maybe to help people that are going through the same thing that I'm going through. So I think that people need to start normalizing the anxiety and the stress and the depression and everything that comes with a breakup. I don't think a lot of people are educated on emotional or mental abuse and what it can actually do to a person. So the thing is, we get judged, right? We get judged for creeping on our ex or looking at their social media or stalking their new fling or whatever, new girlfriend, new boyfriend. And people will like, oh, you're crazy. Or, they tell you you're hurting yourself, that you doing this is just hurting yourself, which isn't wrong. But what they don't understand is that there's something behind that. It's not, of course, we don't want to hurt. It's not fun. We're not doing it because it makes us feel good. Like we're not dumb. Like we know. What I think that people don't realize is that when you've been with a person for so long and this person was abusive to you and this person mentally, emotionally abused you, probably not narcissistic, maybe had a bipolar disorder, sociopath, all those things. In my situation, personally, my ex is a narcissist, and I figured this out after the relationship ended and just kind of piecing together everything he did, said, and the fact that he's now with someone else and could give two shits about me and did not give me any closure, did not say a single word to me. He just ghosted me, which if you ghost somebody after many, many years with this person and all of a sudden you just have a new fling or new relationship, I mean, that's shitty. You are the lowest of the low. And only a shitty person could do that. I really, truly feel like only an abusive person could do that to someone. If you are a decent person, you will at least have a conversation, give this person closure, give them a reason, give them, something, instead of just leaving them with nothing. And then they have to kind of piece together everything themselves, which is not easy and it's not fun and it does not feel good. And you are just left with questions. So when you spend so long with someone, and this is for the people that don't understand, I have friends that get angry at me because, I look at his social media or I look at the girlfriend's social media. And it took me by myself realizing why I was doing it and why, because no one has the answers. Only you can you know yourself. Everybody only knows themselves. No one knows you better than yourself. Even if it takes you a long time to figure it out. I still don't have it figured out. I've only pieced together just a few things. So I do realize now that the reason why myself, and I'm sure others as well, will look at ex's social media, or we obsess over them, or we obsess over the new relationship that our ex has, is because we are now questioning our reality. What does this new person have that I don't have? Why are they choosing this other person? We did everything we could for this person, especially if you are leaving a toxic relationship or if it was an abusive relationship. If they were a narcissist, then there is a term for that. It's that they discarded you. So when a narcissist discards you and, they're kind of done with you and they move on to the next thing, they're going to go after someone who's vulnerable, someone who is easy to manipulate, My ex went for someone younger, someone who has no relationship experience, has never had a boyfriend. He even told me to my face that he took her virginity. So, I mean, if you're a decent person, I don't think you would say that to someone, right? But he did. He did a lot of things to hurt me, on top of telling his friends and his family that I'm harassing him, I'm stalking him, I'm just this crazy, evil girl that won't let him be happy. When in reality, he kept in contact with me for a year after the breakup. We stayed in contact because, like most victims of abuse will do, is, we have it in our heads that we can't be happy without this person. If you were in a toxic relationship, and if you were in a relationship with a narcissist, most likely they've manipulated you into thinking that you cannot be happy without them. And I mean, this is like over years, it slowly but surely builds up. My ex used to say things to me like, if you never got with me, you'd probably be like a drug addict or something, or you probably would have had a kid with someone already. Like, he made me feel like he made my life better. Like, I would have just been jack shit without him. He told me that tattoos were ugly, didn't want me to have tattoos. He did not want me to wear any kind of revealing clothing. He did not want me to be around men at all, even, friends, regardless, nothing. He would get upset if we went out somewhere and a guy looked at me, and if I looked back, or if I looked at anybody, it was like, oh, you're cheating, or, you like this person, or this person likes you. Constant. It was just constant. So I kind of know deep down why he chose the girl that he did. Even though we have to remind ourselves that social media is not real. Like, it's not, people might seem like they're happy and it might seem like their relationship is amazing, but we never know what's happening behind closed doors. I know firsthand that I used to post a lot of pictures of me and my ex. I was always happy to show him off, and I was just happy, or at least I thought I was. I tried to do so much to make him happy. And he never posted anything of me. Maybe like one picture, and that was like because I begged. Like, I was like, hey, like, it's kind of weird that you never post pictures of me and I'm always posting stuff of you. Like, are you trying to hide something? Like, what's going on? Like, because social media isn't everything, and just because someone doesn't post you doesn't automatically mean that they don't love you or they don't, appreciate you. It just, once in a while, it's nice to know, that someone is happy to have you and they're proud to have you, and, they show you off once in a while. My ex did not. I don't think he's posting, I really don't know if he's posting things of his new girlfriend because his social media is private. For a while, I was texting him, I wanted an answer. He tells his family and his friends that I harassed him. So there's always two sides to every story. If his friends or his family were to come to me and ask me, what the problem was, I would tell them, hey, I just wanted closure. I wanted an answer. We were in contact. We were still having sex, and we were still going out on what I thought were dates. And then he just stopped texting me one day, and he just never texted me again. And then all of a sudden he has a girlfriend. That's extremely painful for anybody to go through. But it's even more painful when this relationship was abusive and it was toxic. And I spent 9 years with this guy. I was with this guy for almost 9 years. We were about to have our 9-year anniversary. And I moved across the country for him. I gave up a lot of things for him. Of course, that's how a relationship usually works with a narcissist, is that you will give up everything. And the sad part is that you will end up giving up yourself. And that's exactly what I did. I gave up myself. His happiness was my happiness, which is wrong. It should never be that way. So after you're discarded, you're kind of left questioning, like, what was real, what wasn't real? Did he really love me? Did he mean anything he said to me? Was it just a lie this entire time? Was he just waiting for the right moments? Like, you have all these questions. And so the reason why abuse victims will keep going back is because that's all we know. And there's also a thing called a trauma bond, which I believe 100% is a real thing. I know that there's some people out there that probably don't believe in that. But a trauma bond is basically a bond with a person this bond was created through abuse. So now, because there's a trauma bond, you are obsessing over this person. You cannot get over this person. You're constantly thinking of this person. You just want to know what they're doing, where they are, who they're with. Because this person was your universe, right? Your whole world was revolved around this person. And now this person's gone. And now you're like, well, shit, what do I do now? Like, I've never actually catered to myself. I don't know how to do that. And that's exactly where I am now. It's definitely been a struggle. I last had communication with my ex in August. He cheated on his girlfriend with me. He had sex with me, and then lied about it. So that right there is narcissistic in itself. He used me as well as using her. Of course, I did tell her what happened, but see, a narcissist never wants to be caught. They don't want people to know who they really are, what they really are. So of course, I'm sure he gave her the whole spiel of, oh, that's my crazy ex-girlfriend. She's crazy. She doesn't know what she's talking about. She's just lying. She's just jealous. She doesn't want us to be together. And the more frustrating part is they're so good at putting on an act. Like, they have this whole persona. Like, it's like another personality. Like, I'm not really sure how to describe it, but I mean, like, it's basically, in front of people, they're this great person. They're just social. They're so wonderful. They're just loving and caring and genuine. And then behind closed doors, they're a completely different person. So of course, a big thing for narcissists is, getting sympathy and playing the victim. They will always play the victim in every freaking thing. They will get people to side with them, get people to feel sorry for them. I had his mom reach out to me. I had one of his friends talking smack to me, because they're like defending him. They're thinking that I'm over here like torturing him. And in reality, all I did was I texted him. I sent text messages. That's what I did, because I wanted answers. I wanted answers for my abuse. I wanted to know, what the hell? You just left. Like, no warning, no nothing. You just left me here. And now I have to pick up the pieces, and it freaking sucks. It is probably the single-handedly most painful thing I've ever gone through in my entire life. And I've gone through some painful things. But it's just, you're just left wondering, like, that was your reality. That was your reality for so long. And now this person is just switched, like swapped. Like, now they're showing you who they really are. And they really don't care about you. So, I did therapy. I did some sessions of therapy, and it was really painful because, this therapist had to basically break it down for me and tell me, look, this guy never actually loved you at all. Like, he may have pretended to love you. He may have said that he loved you, but in all reality, if someone really truly loves you, they will not treat you the way that he did. And that's just like, it hurts. It hurts a lot to think like, oh my God, I spent so many years with this person who I thought I knew them. I thought I knew them inside and out. And to be told that this person never loved you is not an easy thing to hear. It's not an easy pill to swallow. and then you see them with someone else treating this person good, they're happy, whatever, you know, because let's be honest, even if you don't look at social media, there's always word of mouth. You're always going to hear things, or you might even see them. I've seen my ex with his girlfriend, and you know, because we live in the same small town, that just makes it even worse. I don't want to see them together. I don't want to see it. Like, why would I want to see that? To make it worse, you know, this girl is his best friend's younger sister, who we've known them like our entire relationship. She's always been like, you know, in the background. So of course I'm questioning, like, did he always have a thing for her? Like, you know, how long was this going on? All that. She was 10 years old when we got together. So that's that. It's not at all creepy or disturbing, but it's like, you know that this person is bad for you. You know that they're toxic. You know that they've hurt you. You know that they've damaged you. And it sucks when you actually have to like sit down and kind of admit it to yourself. Like, you know that you're damaged. You know you're fucked up. And to think that someone is responsible for that, someone that claimed to love you, someone that told you they were going to marry you and have kids with you, and you know, this person told you that they were never going to hurt you. It's traumatizing. It's traumatizing. And I don't think people really understand that. At least if they haven't been through it, they're just not going to understand it. I think had someone come to me before my relationship and tried to explain this to me, I'd be like, oh, well, that's easy. Just leave, break up with him. Like, that he sounds like a douche. But it's like one giant lie. And, you know, I've done my research. I've watched all these videos. I've talked to therapists, you know, people that are actually trained on this thing. And I mean, like, there's been brain studies of why people are narcissistic, and there's studies of people that, you know, are victims of this abuse, and, you know, how our brain works and after the abuse, and why we do the things that we do, and why it's so hard to heal from it. Because healing from an abusive relationship is not the same as healing from, you know, a normal semi-healthy relationship that just ended because, you know, maybe the spark was gone, or, you know, you guys just didn't click anymore. The ending of a toxic, abusive relationship is a totally different ballgame. I mean, it literally leaves you half dead in all reality. You have to start over from scratch. You have to fight every day to get out of bed, to find a reason to get out of bed, find a reason to even leave your house, to do anything. For me, I struggled with everything, and, you know, everyone obviously deals with pain differently, and everybody copes differently and heals differently. For me, I turned to alcohol. I turned to drugs. I, for a long time, and even today, I have to constantly be doing things to keep my mind busy and to just keep myself busy so that I'm not constantly thinking about it. There's so much anxiety that comes with it. For me personally, it's like I'm scared to leave my house sometimes because I'm scared of seeing him. I'm scared of seeing him with his girlfriend. If I see the same car or the same make and model car, like, my heart starts to pound. You know, it's just like these things that people don't realize that, like, it's a real thing. These are real things. There's PTSD that comes with that. There's anxiety, there's depression, there's panic attacks. There's just all these things that comes with the end of an abusive relationship. And the crazy part is that most narcissistic people, will try to blame the victim, and they will try to accuse them of, why the relationship ended, yada, yada. My ex accused me of cheating. He, and even after that, he decided that he wanted to work things out with me. We took a trip to Vegas. He convinced me that the relationship wasn't going to work if he didn't cheat on me back. He told me he needed to cheat on me back so that he could forgive me and not hold it over my head type of thing. It was like, oh, if I do it back, then we're even type of thing. He slept with a prostitute in Las Vegas. And I sat outside while it happened. And I mean, I had to block that out of my head for a really long time. Like, it just hurt so bad that I just kind of forgot about it. Like, anytime that my therapist tried to bring it up, I would change the subject. I would talk about something else. I would make an excuse or say, like, why it happened or, whatever. And he would say, okay, but, like, you're very clearly avoiding it. Like, you don't want to talk about it. And he was like, I just really want to know how that made you feel. And, in my head, I'm thinking, well, of course that made me feel like shit. Like, who would want to go through that? And then that's kind of like when you think to yourself, like, oh my God, like, these people, I think it takes a lot for you to see things, it's like that, the rose-colored glass, or so they say, is kind of lifted. It's really true what they say when they say that love is blind. It really, really is. When you love someone, I mean, you will just overlook about anything. And I did that a lot. I mean, there wasn't anything that this guy could do to me to make me think, wow, like maybe I should walk away from this. Maybe this isn't good for me. I still stayed with him after that Las Vegas incident, and that was when we moved across the country right afterwards. And of course, when we got to Tennessee where we moved, it was like the same shit. Oh, I just can't stop thinking about you cheating, and, I just can't imagine you with another guy, even though he had already had sex with this other girl. And, I had went through his phone, and, I had found nudes and things that, of girls. I mean, this guy, there's always something. I really truly felt deep down that there was something up, that like maybe I shouldn't trust him. But then I would, it's kind of like you have arguments with yourself, and I would think, oh no, like we've been together so long, like there's no way he would do that. And I really learned the hard way that it literally doesn't matter how long someone spends with you, or how well they know you, or how well you think you know them. At the end of the day, if someone just doesn't love you, or they don't care, they're just not going to care. And that's what happened. He just doesn't care. So the fact that I reached out to him several times because I would have like mental breakdowns, and he was in my life for so long that now my brain, like, it's like you can't really, what's the word? Like, you can't really function without this person now. Your brain has convinced itself that you need this person to be okay. Especially with me and him. I mean, we had a routine. We saw each other every single day. We texted each other every freaking minute. I saw him before work. I saw him after work. I saw him on my days off. I saw him all the time. I did not see my friends. I did not really have friends. I didn't really hang out with anybody. He was the only person I was with every day, all day, unless I was at work. And, we'd hang out with his friends, and, even if we hung out with his friends, I was there. And to be completely honest, like, I was happy with that. I was content. I had no problem. I was like, hey, as long as we're together, like, that's all that matters to me. So I didn't care. And I really, like, of course he knew that. And I know that he knew that. Like, he knew that he could do whatever the hell he wanted because he knew I wasn't going to leave, and he knew that he could just manipulate and use me. And he did. And he was using me after the breakup because he knew I still wanted to be with him. He knew I wanted things to work, and he knew that I was willing to do anything to, get that relationship back, or to win him back, or, whatever you want to call it. I now believe that he was seeing this girl probably longer than what I thought. She was always kind of there, and he would tell me, oh no, like, we're just friends, like, that's my friend's sister, that's weird, I would never go after her, like, that's weird. And that's a narcissist for you. He's with her, and I'm pretty sure he was with her when he told me that, and and then he cheated on her twice, not just once but twice. And of course he's gonna blame that on me. I think he chose this girl because he saw that she was interested. She's young, she's easy to manipulate, she is very immature. And I have nothing against this girl personally. Like, I'm not saying these things to be, mean or to be petty. This is my observation of just seeing the type of person she is, and me knowing that that's not his type. It was pretty surprising to me that he actually started a relationship with this girl, because she's everything that he did not like. She's loud, she has tattoos, she's kind of obnoxious, she's very immature, she's very childish, does a lot of childish things. And that's how I know, like, he kind of looked at it like, like, I can control this one. Because she doesn't know any better. She's never had a boyfriend. She's never been in a relationship. So it's kind of like, that's why he discarded me and, went with this girl, because now it's kind of like a start over. Like, okay, the last one didn't work. Let me just get, let me start over. Let me get this one. So of course, given the fact that she's never had a relationship, she's never known any better, he's going to manipulate her. He's going to use her. I have to remind myself those things because it's so hard. And this goes for all of you ladies out there that has been discarded. It's going to look like he's treating her really well. And he might treat her well for a little while, but at some point or another, the truth is going to come out. Something's going to happen. He's going to do something to her. She's going to end up not happy. I mean, it took 9 years for me for that relationship to finally crumble. And maybe it might take 10 years for them. Maybe it might take 5, maybe a month, I think it's stupid that he chose his friend's sister, because now if, this doesn't work out and they might end up seeing him for what he really is, that's gonna suck, because he's been friends with these people for so long. Not only are you gonna ruin a relationship, but now you're ruining friendships. And I just feel bad for these people that they don't know who he is, or they're choosing not to believe that he's that type of person. Because I did my part. I told this girl what happened. I let her know, like, the type of person he was. I let her know that she didn't deserve to be with someone like that, and neither did I. And I got no response. I know that he lied to her. I know he told her that I'm just the crazy ex-girlfriend, because that's what they all say, right? So that's that. So I think we need to be a little bit easier on people, because we're so quick to judge and we really don't know what someone is going through. It's extremely hard to get past a relationship like that, and to get over it, and to even, move on, whatever you want to call it. So, yeah, I think that there needs to be light shed on that, because instead of, looking at us like we're crazy and, we're just purposely hurting ourselves, there is science behind it, believe it or not. Like, literally, there's an in chemical balance in our brain because of this abuse that makes us react this way, makes us think this way. And it's a really hard thing to break. A lot of therapy, I'm sure. Might take years, might take years for me to be okay. And sometimes it's really upsetting to think that I have to go through this. I have to fix myself. It's like, someone else came in, threw me on the ground, broke me into pieces, and now I'm the one that has to kind of pick all the pieces up and, glue them back together. It's definitely not fair, and I really feel for anybody else that's going through the same thing. Yeah, just know that you're not alone, and I look forward to better days, and I hope that anybody going through this heals as soon as possible and finds happier days as well.